Hello and welcome to a very special episode of The Brave Room. I'm your host, Amirul, and today I have been caught for my infidelity, and so the lords from on high have sent the lovely Kit from GamerBraves to make sure that I don't go running off to other websites.
Hello, yes, this is Kit from GamerBraves.
I'm just kidding. Thank you all for the comments on last week's episode, by the way. They were great to read. And make sure to leave your comments on this episode as well. Because what are we talking about today, Kit?
We are talking about subscription services.
That's right.
Hooray.
And to listen to this episode, you only need to pay $5.99 a month. So, subscription services are pretty much the bane of my existence.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so for the completely uninitiated, back in the day, you bought something and you owned it forever. That somehow, like, more and more things seem to not want to do that anymore.
Yep. How many subscription services do we have? Right, can we name off the top of our head? YouTube Premium, I was complaining about it earlier. There's Netflix, there's Disney Plus, there's what else?
Heck, Google Drive is a subscription service.
Ah yes, they upgrade.
I don't own the hundreds of gigs of storage space. Every year, Google comes at me with the finger of one of the videos that I'm keeping there. Being like, hey, you should pay that up. Make sure you're not late on your payments. Like,
PlayStation Plus, was Xbox Game Pass also a subscription service?
hell yeah, it's a subscription service.
Okay.
Stadia is a subscription service. Though, is it still a subscription service if no one is subscribed? Curious.
Is a subscription service if no one is subscribed? Brand new take on that philosophy of the tree. Hooray.
Yeah. And you still had to pay full price for games on that. Oh man, shout out to the Stadia for being a dumpster fire. But yeah, no. See, here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, I don't mind things like Netflix, right?
Alright.
I think, like, how much is Netflix here? It's like, what, 45 ringgit? 50 ringgit a month? But
No idea.
that's not a bad price, considering I got to watch the complete snooze fest that is Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway without having to nearly die of a, deadly lung disease. Can you imagine if I had to go risk a deadly lung disease just to watch Gundam Hathaway? I'll find someone else to come on the show to talk to me who's going to get that reference. But yeah, what the hell? So sub-services are good sometimes. But then, like you said, there's too many of them now.
Yep.
So, Kit, guess how many sub-services you need to watch all of Evangelion?
Enlighten me then.
So, first you need a Netflix subscription to watch all of the original Neon Genesis Evangelion, as well as its follow-up movie, The End of Evangelion, which retells episodes 25 and 26. You'd think,
Alright.
that's pretty great, pretty convenient. However, that is not the complete Evangelion experience. If you want the whole Evangelion experience, you also need to watch the Rebuild movies. Rebuild of Evangelion 1.1, 2.2, and 3.3, and soon to be 3.0 plus 1.01. Shout out to those terrible names. But guess what? They're not on Netflix. They're on Amazon Prime. So you need 2 separate sub-services to watch the whole movie, which is actually way better than it could have been. Could you imagine if End of Eva was only on Crunchyroll and Rebuilds were on a separate platform and then the last Rebuild was on another platform? It could be worse, but that doesn't mean it's not terrible now. And okay, let's name and shame some sub-services here. YouTube Premium is terrible, right?
I mean, I haven't tried it and I don't want to try it.
That's the thing,
but
right?
They locked my YOASOBI live after party behind YouTube Premium and I'm not paying them just to watch that thing.
What is that actually? Like, my understanding is it's just a live stream with YOASOBI.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still YOASOBI. Why wouldn't I want to watch them?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that like it's such a weird thing to put behind a paywall. It's like, what does Ikura call you her little PogChamp if you sign up?
I think there's like a 30-second preview of content when you click on it without premium, but I haven't tried it yet because, I mean, if there are no English subs anyway, it's not that I understand.
That's even funnier. It's not even subbed. Look at me, I spent money on YouTube Premium to watch something and like I think YouTube's membership system works way better. For one,
Yeah.
because you're not constantly getting annoying ads about the memberships. Like, yeah, I wanna watch Choco Sensei's ASMR streams. I'll go pay some money to her to access that. Whereas, like, subbing to YouTube Premium on the off chance that YOASOBI does another after party is pretty freaking funny. God, those ads.
Anything for eking out that bit more cash money, right? Besides ads.
Yeah, pretty much. And the ads for YouTube Premium are pretty terrible as well. Like, yeah, they make it sound as if they're never gonna offer you the free trial ever again. They're like, are you sure you don't want the free trial? Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
But you know what's the one good thing YouTube Premium has going for it?
What?
It's not region locked.
Oh yeah, it's not region locked. Hey, good job. Unlike Disney Plus. That's right. Disney Plus took like what, 2 years to come to Malaysia?
Well, I wasn't really keeping count, but yeah, my friend was like, hey, we could use this thing to watch together on Disney Plus. And I'm like, well, you see, there's this one little problem where I do not have Disney Plus, even as a concept.
Yeah, same thing with Google Stadia. Can you imagine depriving the world of Google Stadia? But yeah, no, so with Disney Plus, they made the bizarre choice of only releasing it in the US first, and then super slowly rolling it out to the rest of the world. And they're like, hey, bet you want to watch Mandalorian, right? It's available in Malaysia now. I'm just like, we all watched Mandalorian through nondescript means.
For me, it was also really funny in that Raya, the Last Dragon, supposed to be based in Southeast Asia, was not available in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. That's really laughably bad as well. Like, why would you do that?
Then, if you want to say lack of reach, we have good old Xbox.
Yeah.
Look at all these great things we have on the Game Pass. Yeah. What about your consoles actually existing in this region, though?
No, screw the consoles. Forget, like, Game Pass doesn't exist here. Like, there are loopholes to get around it, but I shouldn't have to go through loopholes to get Game Pass. Like, release it here. Malaysians are a cheap bunch. We will gladly sub to Game Pass.
We love free. I mean, with an asterisk, but free.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, so, like, some of this stuff I feel can work as sub services.
Yeah.
But also, like you said, there's just too many of them.
Yep.
Like, as much as I hate monopolies, it's pretty convenient that most of the stuff I want to watch is on Netflix. Can you imagine going like, there's nothing on Netflix. What if it's on Prime? What if it's on Disney Plus? Like, oh god, it's just too much work. We're going into the cable TV problem again.
It's also like, yeah, it's only like $5 a month, but dude, $5 across how many services? That's a lot.
Again, yeah, that does pile on, huh? You also have like some subscription services that have no business being subscription services. So I point to you, one Adobe Creative Cloud.
Adobe. Adobe.
Don't you love the day when you bought something so you owned it?
Sure do.
Instead, Adobe comes here with their racket and they're just like, nah man, you have to pay us to keep owning it. And then we're gonna
And
make
then
up a
there's
bunch.
even a cancellation fee.
Yeah, and then there's a cancellation fee if you decide you don't want to own it anymore. You have to pay us to not own it as well. It's not just Adobe either. So I like doing 2D animation on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
And so Animation Desk on default tries to sell you a subscription for it. And you have to work freaking hard to find that there is actually a once-off payment option that gives you all the same tools. I had to find it by going to the developer page and then looking through all their products to find it. Like, I get it, you need a passive source of income, but this ain't it, chief. All you're doing is pissing off the people who actually use your software. Especially now, right? Like, I can see, like, when the Creative Cloud first started, like 5 years ago, 5, 6, 7, I think it's actually closer to 10 years ago, the Creative Cloud first started, when it was a new concept. So people are like, oh man, I have to use Creative Cloud. What are my other options? It's been 10 years. There are other options.
Yeah.
This podcast is not officially endorsing any other options, but...
But we are saying that there are other options.
Like Krita, for example, which is totally free.
I've been using Clip Studio Paint, the critically acclaimed art program that goes on sale ever so often.
Up to Heavensward, right?
No, maybe to Heavensward, Like, as a concept, the subscription service thing is definitely fine. Like, sure, yes, I acknowledge that you need the income, the money, whatever, to keep the servers running, etc. But when people tell me, oh, why don't you just spend X amount to get Y thing legally? You tell me when they upgrade their library to include other regions of the world, then I will consider.
Yeah.
Besides Xbox Pass, there's also all the anime streaming services we could complain about.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
sorry, this thing ain't available here. Okay, I guess I'll just go whatever.
So while it's great that Netflix has a pretty great anime selection right now, the only problem is it'll only ever be popular anime. Like, you have your Demon Slayer, and by some miracle you have a pretty good Studio Trigger catalog. But like, Review Starlight, that's never coming to Netflix. Hey Netflix.
I was looking up this old anime. It's like, oh hey, look, it's got a Netflix page. I click on it, it no longer exists. Thanks.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop isn't on Netflix anymore either. It's a freaking shame. Hey Netflix, if you ever get Review Starlight, let me know. Like, I will turbo shill for that anime. Oh man! How could we talk about subscription services without me bringing up the most laughably pathetic streaming service? So,
Mixer.
That's not a streaming service, is it? Well, either way, Mixer is trash. No, that's
It used to be. Now it's dead. So.
Yeah, rip Mixer. No, the thing I wanted to bring up. So, a year ago, maybe more than a year, Games Workshop announces, hey, we're working with all your favorite fan creators. We're gonna do something really cool. And so they got a bunch of really big names in the Warhammer community. Stuff like the guy who did Astartes, a bunch of other fan projects, and be like, yeah, they're gonna be official. We're gonna give them the Warhammer rubber stamp that we give to all the shitty mobile games. And, expect some really cool stuff coming from them. And then they announced Warhammer Plus, the Warhammer-themed streaming service.
Yeah.
Dude, Warhammer is not popular on the best of days. Hold on, I am looking this up right now, like, to see what the official statement on Warhammer Plus is.
Okay, slight correction. Mixer wasn't like a streaming service, but it worked like Twitch with subs and all that. So it's it had a subscription. That is the main point. Okay, continue.
Yeah, was it also oh goddamn. Okay, so
because it was supposed to be a Twitch competitor, so.
Yeah, that's why. So here's the problem, right? You're taking what was before this free YouTube videos, which I think no longer exist, and locking them behind subscription paywall. Who the hell is gonna pay money to go watch essentially a YouTube video? This is YouTube Red all over again.
In theory, there would be some users. There are always some users. In theory.
Yeah, we call them morons. I hope they paid the Astartes guy up front, because this is like a huge tanking to like fan relations. The worst part is, like, a few weeks after they announced Warhammer Plus, I think they kind of realized that everyone thought this was dumb. So they made another article re-announcing Warhammer Plus. In short, and I'm reading this verbatim, in short, with a Warhammer Plus subscription, you will get a wealth of Warhammer animation, weekly in-house Warhammer hobby shows, a digital vault of classic Warhammer publications, and what we straight up, video is not enough for this. We had to dig up back catalogs of our hobby magazine. Full access to the Warhammer apps. That's the 40k app and the Age of Sigmar app, which is to help you with the tabletop. Premium access to all our official events, exclusive subscriber offers, an exclusive miniature worth at least £25 every year. I love that they're thinking in years. It's adorable. Access to a second exclusive subscriber miniature. Like, look at how much of that list is not video content anymore.
So it's like a monthly box instead?
Instead, it's like an all-around like hobby subscription. Because you get the hobby magazines, you get the videos, which is extra weird as well because the previous face of their hobby painting was this guy called Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
He left. So like, wow, not only do you not have Duncan, you expect us to pay for the new guy? It's a weird place to be. And the rest of this is like, no, even that wouldn't have worked. Like, I could have said, you could have put the Warhammer app thing as the main point, but this would have worked way better if you sold it as the Warhammer app subscription, because that Warhammer app is actually pretty useful for stuff like, tabletop related stuff. But I still don't see how making the fan content, paywall, how was this gonna work, GW? I can assure you now, like, the Warhammer fan base isn't that loyal.
Ooh, spicy.
It's just true. There's very few people who can get away with paywalling content. Like, you can say, subscribe to this, it helps. And there's, you cannot enjoy my content anymore unless you pay. It's like, yeah, it just doesn't work like that. And you know what it feels like? It feels like you're taking the Astartes guy hostage. It's like, hey, you want him to still be able to do his life's work? Well, then you better freaking pay up and take your free £25 exclusive Citadel miniature.
Yay.
But yeah, man, that's all the thing on the Warhammer app, I guess.
I guess.
Because the thing is, Warhammer could work with a subscription model. Every month, every edition, there's new rules added, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, I'd accept a subscription model for that. Hey, here's your subscription to the rules. We've patched in a new PDF for the rules with all the updated stuff. Please check it out. Like, yeah, I'd pay for that. Not now, because I haven't been to the Warhammer store in 2 years, but
I feel like gift boxes might have worked well. I mean, if they were giving miniatures anyway.
Yeah, they do one of those subscription magazines that comes as a free miniature.
Then why didn't they expand that?
Hell if I know. Hell if I know.
Oh, corporate, you so funny.
But yeah, no, I think the thing that makes me hate whenever there's a new subscription service is there's no good reason for it. Like, there's another new subscription service that got announced recently. I can't remember what it was.
There was? Another one?
I just remember thinking like, holy shit, this is the height of arrogance. Thinking that you're important enough to have your own streaming service. I think it might have been Ubisoft related. I can't remember.
I don't think we've gotten any press releases about that, so maybe not. I'd like to hope not.
But yeah, my point is, these are all terrible.
Oh, wait, I mean, isn't there like Origin Plus or something like that?
That's been around for a while though, and from what I hear, that's actually pretty good.
Ah.
Because EA is huge. EA like publishes a shit ton of games. Of course it'll work. It's just like, yeah, no, subscription services are just the worst kind of dystopia you live in. Actually, that's not true.
Every bit of content is pulled away, and you're like, I might as well just not watch any of it.
That's exactly it. It's just like, why? Why bother? But yeah, what other subscription services are there anyways? Oh man, I remember back when Roosterteeth had its own subscription service.
Oh yeah, I remember that because I was actually watching like the first 3 seasons or whatever they call it of Ruby. I remember that members would get the episode like a week early or something, or a few days at least.
Okay, so here's how that worked. They were called sponsors back then. Sponsors got it first. 24 hours later, you just had to have an account on roosterteeth.com and faith in their garbage media player, and then YouTube got it a week later. And that actually really worked well, I think? Question mark? Like, I mean, because I wasn't gonna watch it was 2 free options. Either I watch it for free on the Roosterteeth website, just a day earlier, or just a day later, or good luck avoiding spoilers for a week. Like, if you wanted to complain like, oh, why are they releasing it a week later on YouTube? It's like, you still have a free option to go watch it now. And then
So I guess that was not so bad, maybe? Question mark?
Yeah, but then they did that whole Rooster Teeth first thing, and God, that got complicated. I don't know. I don't remember what the model was anymore after that, because it got like super, super weird.
Yay.
And then I think they were part of Verve for a while, weren't they?
I have no clue.
That was
all these acquisitions is a bit out of my depth.
Yeah, it was like during the peak of content creators should have their own streaming service. And it was like conveniently all the content creators owned by a corporation. So it's just like, oh. But what can you do? That's the age we live in.
Yeah.
You know what game totally gets a free pass and subscriptions?
Yeah?
MMOs.
Oh yeah.
MMOs totally make sense.
Yeah, I understand the sub method for MMORPGs, but unfortunately, if your MMORPG full game is requiring a sub service, then I'm probably not gonna play it because I don't have the time to justify that monthly sub.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like, the long and short of it is, I get it, but that also means I'm not gonna be the one who's playing it.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess vaguely God bless Guild Wars 2, which was my MMORPG back in the day. It was pay to play, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, you paid for the expansions as well.
Yeah, but I mean, once you got it.
Yeah, once you got it, it was yours.
Yep. Thank you, ArenaNet, I suppose, for one thing.
Yeah, it definitely helped that it was the only MMO to do that. Only important one, anyways. Because what were your options? Maple, which was like entirely free to play.
Back in those days, it was Guild Wars 2. I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy 14 was also around, but like...
Yeah, that was sub-based, yes.
Yeah,
WoW.
Either 11 or 14 and WoW. Then what else would there be? But the really big ones. I mean, like by now, most of them has fallen to obscurity.
Yep. Good old WoW and 14 just holding the line.
Okay, maybe RuneScape, because nobody can deny that RuneScape is there.
RuneScape had a sub-service as well. You could become a premium member, which was a monthly sub.
I heard there's also a pretty big free area, so it's not like you lost out on that much.
Yeah, it's still great to play free to play, but it wasn't completely clean either.
Yeah.
I'm talking about RuneScape in 2007, by the way. I don't know how it's changed since then.
I was listening into a video. It's not changed much. You still have your free-to-play area and the sub option. And that video was about 11 months ago, so yeah. Should be mostly relevant still.
Anyways, that's mostly it from us, unless you want to pay like $6 a month to hear more about us complain about streaming services. Thank you so much for listening to the Brave Room.
Yeah. Your games journalist.
Hey, and I got bills to pay too. So so thank you so much for listening. This has been another episode of the Brave Room. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, let us know what your favorite streaming service is and why it's probably hot garbage. This has been Amirul from the Brave Room.
This has been Kit, also from the Brave Room.
Take care, guys, and remember, Warhammer Plus is probably the bottom of that list, next to Stadia. See you.
Yeah.